Stephen King's name is one of those bound to be mentioned at some point whenever people talk about horror writers. And this is not without reason. From an eldritch abomination that takes the shape of a cloud to alien invaders, from the real life nightmare of an abusive person to the death of a child, King has shown us that horror comes in many forms. Chances are, at least one of his novels will keep you up at night, but his short stories are no small matter either. And they are the subject of today's session. Sadly, we won't be considering his novels, so stories like The Mist or 1922 won't be mentioned. Sorry. I'm Dr. Midnight, and this is the top 5 short stories by Stephen King. And starting at number 5, we have Graveyard Shift from Night Shift. This one is quite a fun read, except if you're terrified of rats. Or maybe you enjoy it even more than a young man named Hal and his co-workers are tasked with cleaning the basement of a textile mill which has been abandoned for quite a long time. It doesn't sound that bad, right? Of course, it's not a fun job and their boss is far from a pleasant person, but it's nothing that would kill anyone, right? Well, the men soon realize that they have a rat infestation on their hands. And those rats aren't exactly afraid of humans. Oh, but that's not all. There's a sub-basement level that they didn't know about. And it's locked. And by the sounds they hear, there are rats down there as well.
No, no, no. No.
Let's just say that they do find rats. Lots. Lots of rats. And it turns out that living for God knows how long down there has produced some interesting results, you could say. Graveyard Shift has some pretty good visuals. The idea of entering an abandoned basement at night is already creepy on its own. And then no area and a bunch of rats? Yeah, this story has a great atmosphere. This will certainly stay with you even after you finish reading it. You know, in the sense that will make you place rat traps all around your house. Just in case. Number 4. The Bad Little Kid, from Bazaar of Bad Dreams. This title already reminds you that children's horror stories are either victims or the Antichrist himself. Leonard Bradley is a lawyer whose client, George Hollis, is on death row for killing a little boy. With the day of his execution approaching, Hollis decides to tell Bradley why he did what he did. It turns out Hollis had seen this boy several times during his life. He always looked exactly the same. He was always connected to bad things that happened to Hollis' loved ones. He might not have been a kid at all. One of the things that I like about this story is how we don't get an explanation for anything, be it the boy's real nature or why he was targeting Hollis. This is one of those times when not knowing is way scarier than any answer the writer could have given us. Also, even if you can guess the ending, it is still quite chilling. At number 3 we have The Monkey from Skeleton Crew. Another case of things better left unexplained, this story is about a man, Hal, whose children find a cymbal-banging monkey toy that terrorized Hal when he was a child. And it wasn't just because those things are plain damn creepy. Seriously, first off, has anyone ever bought one of those things? Has any child ever looked at one of those monkeys and said, "Please, mommy, I want that demon-eyed monstrosity"? Now, if you're wondering why Hal is afraid of that thing, well, whenever the monkey claps its cymbals, someone close to Hal dies. As a child, he tried to get rid of the monkey, but it kept coming back to him. While this could easily end up being silly rather than scary, it's not what happens. Either way we see the flashbacks or the present situation, there is always a strong sense of a threat. Not only it seems like the monkey can't be destroyed, but it's fixated on Hal. And Hal is a likable character, so you hope he'll survive this ordeal. King had the idea for this story after he saw a vendor with some of those toy monkeys, and those things creeped him out. Yeah, I think I know what he means. At number 2, we have The Jaunt, also from Skeleton Crew. First published in 1985 in the Twilight Zone magazine, this tale explores what might happen if humans develop the technology for teleportation. Uh, Wait, it's a tale by King, which means things are bound to go horribly wrong. So the teleportation is called the Jaunt, and it's how Mark and his family are about to move to Mars. This is the first time his wife and kids will travel using this technology, so to reassure them, Mark tells them a little about the discovery and development of the Jaunt while they wait to be put to sleep. Oh, that's right! The Jaunt is fast, it has allowed humans to colonize other planets, and it's great. But it's only safe to do while you're asleep.
Yeah, I'm out.
Now, Mark knows better than to tell his children some of the less than pleasant details, we could say, including how the first test rats died shortly after passing through the Jaunt's portals while awake, the possible murder of the Jaunt's developer, and the story about a death row inmate who made an agreement to go through the portals while awake. The buzz doesn't sound too bad now, does it? This tale is disturbing on so many levels. Even before things actually go wrong, King invokes chilling images and ideas that just stay with you. You might guess the ending, but that doesn't mean you're exactly prepared for the delivery of it. All I can say is longer than you think. Longer than you think. And the number one Stephen King short tale is 1408 from Everything is Eventual. Did you think the movie adaptation was scary? Try checking the original story. Well, many of you know the drill. Mike, a writer whose main niche is haunted locations, is set on spending one night in the 1408 room in the Dolphin Hotel, despite the objections of the hotel's manager, Olin. Well, Olin tries to warn Mike one last time why this isn't exactly the brightest idea in the book, giving him a few examples of things that happened in the past. This is not limited to strange deaths. Take one of the maids. She suddenly went blind but said she could see the most awful colors. Yep, I'm out. The way their conversation is written already settles on a hell of atmosphere. So by the time Mike is standing at the 1408's door, you're already nervous, knowing that whatever is going to happen, it won't be good. It doesn't even take long for things to start happening. In fact, they do start as soon as Mike is merely standing in front of the door. Yeah, that's nothing to say about what happens once he enters the room. 1408 is a great story, one of the best the King has ever written, if you ask me. A detail that I love is what Mike thinks to himself regarding the nature of the room near the ending. It adds a sort of Lovecraftian touch to the whole thing. You might not want to spend even a minute inside room 1408, but damn if you want to come back to read about it. Well, my friends, that's it for today's session. I had a lot of fun with this list, and I hope you enjoy it as well. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next time, everyone. Stay safe.